Hello, everyone. My name is Mirna, and on behalf of the Mindalia TV team, we want to welcome you to Mindalia live streaming, where thousands of people around the world gather to see the lectures and interviews organized by Mindalia TV. Today with us, we have Mauricio Manfredini. Mauricio is also known as the Millennial Yogi. He is an influencer entrepreneur who shares the light and provides guidance to find inner power and a connection with our true self, process that often leads to the individual's spiritual awakening. Mauricio is passionate about sharing the light within himself, and with this, he helps others to find their true self, which also often leads to spiritual awakening. He's going to be talking to us today about his work, which is called The Message is Clear. Before starting, we want to remind you that Mindalia TV is a nonprofit organization. Our only mission is just to share information that is going to help us raise the level of consciousness around the world. And you can help us just by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, or just leaving us a positive comment down below. Also, we want to remind you that while we are live streaming, we have the active chat. That is an excellent tool for you to interact with us. Just please remember the format, the word question in caps, and the actual question that you want answered. At the end of his talk, Mauricio will be so kind and answer for us. And last but not least, we have good news. Mindalia TV is now broadcasting in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. So if you know the languages, please feel free to visit us in our websites or channels. And if you have something to say, also feel free to contact us. You're going to be finding links in our pages for a form that you're going to fill out, and we are going to be happy to contact you, and we can arrange your own talk in which you're going to be like Mauricio today, just sharing information with us. Without further delay, I am going to be leaving you with Mauricio. Mauricio, you are up. The screen is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mauricio Manfredini, aka the Millennial Yogi. Thank you so much for everyone who is watching today, and thank you so much to the Mindalia community. I'm so glad to have channels like this that can express the light in each of us. First of all, today I want to speak about a little lecture, okay, I created especially for today. I call it The Message is Clear, okay, as one of my passion is to spread the light inside of me and to help many other people to find their inner self, to find their inner light, okay, and to find life purpose. So to make the message clear, we're gonna start right now. So I feel like mostly in this area, I believe that the presence of each individual, it is key, okay? In this transition where the golden era is happening right now in the earth, okay? We are in a cosmic position where many people are awakening to their own self, okay? By awakening, I mean that many people, the masses, live asleep, okay? Pursuing an illusion, okay, or a dream that might not be their own. So because many people live sometimes pursuing the money race, okay, they don't find that true happiness, okay, because they are not following that life purpose that they came here to do. I believe that every human being, every living being is like a cell. So every cell in your body have a function, okay, in your whole body. And when you put this same concept on different levels, micro levels or macro levels, it's the same thing with humans. We are these microorganisms that live in the earth, which is a macroorganism. So I think it's key that each organism, which is us in this case, find their purpose in life so we can have a happy life and also live attuned with the earth vibration. This caught my attention because I see all animals and most living beings on earth that technically live peacefully with all their nature. But human beings are the only kind, the only species that it's happened to have lost that connection with nature and with everything that surrounds them. So we have created this separation between us and everything else. So we happen to live for everyday life, uh, pursuing this dream, which is an illusion, without realizing the power that we have inside of us and how things can flow way easy, like on an easier way, once that we're attuned with that vibration. So today, as I say, I want to speak about the message is clear. And I think that in order to recognize this inner power in ourselves, the first thing that we need to recognize is the connection that there are between all of us. So I think this is the very first step to all awakening, because the ego creates that separation between you and everything else. So it might create that separation between you and your life purpose, your own life, which is your true power. So um, I'm really glad to be alive on this in this key moment for human beings on Earth, because this is a transitional moment where finally science and spirituality are shaking their hands. Because when I grew up, I I was into this very spiritual path, very connected with nature. Thank you to my parents. Um, but I know that not many people have this type of connection with their surroundings. I was always very observative about my surroundings. I'm very mindful about my thoughts. Oftentimes, have many people fallen into frequencies which are the trend, but knowing that there was always something better. Okay, and I like to read a lot. Okay, and I have always felt that light inside of me. Although not many people could explain to me what was that, what is that. Not many people on my surroundings do any meditation, so it was very hard to tell at the beginning to recognize that inner light. And as I did, I feel like many people are into that position in different stages of their life. So for that reason, I really love to share what I have learned so far, to help other individuals to reach their maximum potential or to become a greater or the greatest version of themselves. So by reading a lot of quantum physics and a little bit of science, I started to find how those spiritual concepts from multiple religions, because I studied a little bit multiple different religions, trying to find this truth, because I had this need to know uh, what was there. I knew it was something else that we were not been told. Okay, I think this is one of the biggest secret. Many people talk about the law of attraction, the law of the energy change, the law, the karma, all those different universal laws which are true. But I think that one of the most powerful law is the law of love. Okay, I think that love is one of the strongest forces in the universe, since everything is created from love. Everything that is great, it have to be created from love. And to find this love, which is not like a romance type of love, um, or it's like a family type of love. It's a universal love, and the only way that you can find this universal love, to love people who you don't know, to love people who you see in a picture, to love people that you have never met, to have that kind of sensibility for each other. The only way to do it, or the way I see it, is by recognizing that that person that you see in front of you, it is actually a reflection of yourself. Okay, and I say this because we are like mirrors. Okay, and we have this connection through energy. The prana, the sacred prana, is all around, inside, outside, around, like wherever you think that there is prana. Okay, so even the black matter, the empty space, what we consider the empty space, this thing here, it is matter, it is energy. So that's how Many people can use Reiki, for example, to heal other individuals. Okay, there are many masters through history who have been known to using these techniques, but in different books they use different reference. But for example, Master Jesus Christ was remembered to cure people with their hands, and the way that he did it is by um, having this understanding of the matter, having this very high vibration level that can channel his own energy from the energy of love and to cure other people. Okay, so just like Master Jesus, there are multiple masters through the history that might or might not been on books. We know a few that are very popular, but just like him, there were many others. Okay, and one of the greatest secrets is that just like him, we are capable to do many great things. And the first thing is that to recognize that that light, that power, it starts inside of us. Okay, by working or chakras, different chakras. Okay, starting from the root all the way to the top, we move that Kundalini energy, okay, that will put us more attuned with that natural vibration. By opening and balancing each chakra, you have that kind of connection. Okay, so I feel like one of the main keys is to recognize that union between all of us. Because when you see no separation between you and other living beings, that level of sensibility cannot be passed. Because now, just like you love yourself, you love others. And that's another key point, to love yourself. Because it's very hard to love other people when you cannot even love yourself. There's this famous saying, first love yourself and you can love others, which is kind of true. Because if you cannot take care of yourself and be kind to your own body, to your own temple, how could you expect to um, be kind to other temples, okay, which are your own reflection? But if even with your own vehicle you are not kind, then there is not much to say there. Um, Another factor that I want to talk about today is finding that inner light, okay, that purpose in your life that will um, put you on the right path, okay. I believe you cannot force things, but you have to be open to allow everything to come to your way, okay. So I feel like once that you have this purpose in life, which it might change or evolve, as I like to say, because we are living in a never-ending state of change. But those passions can be um, changed a little bit depending on the circumstances, but will most of the time be um, alike, okay, or connecting somehow. Those things that you like is you gotta see them like you have a tool belt, okay, and those things that you like are different tools in your tool belt, okay. So once that you put your tools, okay, you have to define which are your tools, which are the things that you like to do, which are the things that you enjoy, which are those things that you will do for free, okay. If you didn't have to work to pay your bills, you will be doing this thing because that's something that you really like to do, no matter what it is. It there is nothing that is small or big, okay. Everything is very important, and that thing that you like to do, it is very important for the existence of other people. Because even art, okay, some people is like, oh no, artists, yeah, no, artists are necessary because artists have this sensibility about the world that is necessary, so we don't live, so we balance that energy between the feminine and the masculine, okay. um, there is a balance that it is need, cannot be too masculine or too feminine. So that exercise, I would love you, everyone who's watching today, to do it at home, to find that passion, okay, those things that you like to do, those things that you will do for free. and and also think about which of those things are in need in the world are there is a service in need, or there is a product in need, or there is this thing in need that you can do that service in order to help other people, but also to help yourself. Okay, that's key on the transition to finding the inner purpose and to align with your life purpose. Because at the beginning, most of the time, when people live on the mainstream or in the trend, they choose a career or a job or something that they didn't really want to. They just pick it up because they have to pay the bills, or because their parents told them to study that, or I don't know, different people, different options. I believe that everyone is living exactly on the time and the moment that they have to live, so their soul growth. But I know many individuals that still asleep, and they want this change in their life because they are not truly happy with the experience that they are having, and they are not developing themselves to the fullest. Okay, um, so we have right now for the homework. Think about the passions, okay, that you have, those things that you really like to do, those things that you will do for free. Think about those things that are in need, that are in service. Okay. Um, if you want, I will. If you want to take notes right now, I will recommend you to look for this ancient. It's a very old. I don't know how you will say it. It's like it's an exercise. Let's say it that way. It's an exercise that Japanese commonly use to find life purpose. It's called ikigai. It's spelled Ikigai. So you can look it up online. There is one that is simple, and there is one that is a little bit more complex. I don't have it on hand right now to explain it, but pretty much you will feel each circle, and then once that you find all those answers and these are inside each quadrant, you will find that life purpose or that thing in the center. Okay. Um, so I feel that going back to our main message, which is that everything is connected. From that energy, we can start working on ourselves, because now we don't see things or everything as something separate from us, but also actually as something which is part of us. And once that you understand that everything is energy, then you easily can understand the power of the mind. Because if everything is energy, which it is, um, those thoughts have a vibration and a wave. So everything that you think, speak, and do, because action is also a vibration, um, will eventually kind of decide in your fate. But it's a fate that you projected, because we as co-creators can manifest and project our reality. Sometimes it takes longer than others, but as long as you have that purpose in your mind clear, it doesn't really matter how long it takes you to reach to that, because you finally found that that's the thing that you really want to do in life. So you have another 60 years to live, or 40 or 30, maybe 10. You don't know if you know, if I pass tomorrow to a different um, reality, okay, to another life. Um, but for that reason, you gotta live the present time, and commit to yourself, commit to work on yourself, to commit into your life purpose, uh, and doing the best you can, because each human experience that we have, we didn't come here for granted. I believe that everyone have a purpose, and it's not to go and chase money. Money, it is a currency that we use. It is important, as it kind of make our current society to work. But anyway, this is not a money conversation. Um, But yes, don't fall into that rat race, okay? But in the meantime, if you need to keep your job, okay, but start putting, even if it's 1 hour or 15 minutes or an hour a week or 2 hours a week to do that passion. You know, you can start tomorrow, maybe you can start right now, but start doing it. Imagine that you have a empty glass, okay, and you're putting every day or every in a while a grain of sand into that glass. Over time, that glass is gonna be filled, but you need to start, because if you don't start, it's gonna be really tough to fill the glass with the sand if there is nobody to put the sand into the glass. And that's a kind of power that you have. That's a kind of power that you need to recognize, that you can choose what you do. Nobody else. You can have many things going on in your life, but at the end of the day, you are the one and only one who can choose the things that you do. Okay, your thoughts, your actions, and your tongue, your word. Um, those things are in your power, and depending on the way you use it is gonna change your reality. And it's not about being. Um, I'm very positive person. I'm very positive. I'm very optimistic as well. Uh, but I like to keep that balance. So I gotta keep one foot on the air, flying, and then the other one grounded on earth. Okay, um, so you gotta kind of see both sides of the coin without getting to negativity. Um, and don't overthink about it. Don't overthink about it. Be super positive, because I think that when people is very positive about their dreams coming true, it's like you are doing your self motivation. You don't need nobody to tell you, yes, you can do it. No, because that's what you want. That's what you know. That's what I really passionate about you. And I know some people might wanna, let's say they wanna sing and they wanna go to American Idol, and everyone tells them like, yeah, you sing amazing. You should be a singer. But maybe sometimes you are letting yourself go with what other people tells you. We go that to that again. Maybe that's not, you might feel passionate about singing, but that might not be your purpose. Okay, so that's why it's important to see what do you really like, what other people will pay for, okay, and what is in need. Okay, so we need to know what is that service that is needed out there. Was that service that people need so much, and there is no that many, let's say, people doing it. Okay, and that service that also other people or you even will be able to pay for it. Okay, and then finally that thing that you feel passion. Those three things are key to finding that thing. Okay, um okay, I think it's been very good so far. I'm very glad to be here with each of you, sharing energy, sharing all those beautiful thoughts. um I don't know if you guys have any questions. I will very glad to answer them. And also, once again, thank you to Mindalia TV for having me here today. I'm very glad to be able to reach each of you who are watching, and I cannot but hope the best to this channel, to this community that help people to bring all these amazing ideas and feelings together, so we don't feel alone in the world. um, so yeah, let's go back to the questions.
Thank you so much, Mauricio, for sharing with us all that.
Thank you.
And yes, this is now the segment for questions and answers. But before going there, we just want to remind our audience that Mindalia TV is a nonprofit organization. Our only mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world. And you can help us just by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, leaving us a positive comment down below, or sharing our content with someone that you know that is going to be, influenced in a very positive way for what we are saying today. Also, we are still live streaming. We have the active chat. That's an excellent tool for you to enter questions. If you're interested, just please remember the format, the word question, the actual question you have, and the place where you're seeing us from also. So without further delay, we are going to start the Q&A section. Mauricio, you are going to be hearing my voice. You won't see me, okay?
Okay.
And let's start. The first question that we have today is, how did you realize this was your path?
Okay. So through lots of meditation, I found this message. Okay. Um, it was a it was a very high state, vibrational state, where I kind of say that I saw this connection, but it was not something that you were looking outside, but looking inside. So I saw this connection, and it gave me something that I never felt before, because I read about it in the spiritual, in the religions, and on the science. But once that you can see it with your own third eye, I guess, when you look within and you feel it and you see this connection with everything, it just it's kind of like warms you. Okay, it's like it just hugs you. Okay, and then I found that just as I did find this feeling of love, universal love, which is a feeling like no other, uh, for every living being. I have to share it, and I have to share it with other people, because I knew there were many other individuals just like me, looking to find that inner light, because everyone wants to live to their fullest, and everyone wants to find that purpose in life.
Thank you so much. Next question. Why are we so disconnected from our life purpose?
I feel like we are very disconnected because we live in a society that um, is currently made so people chase the money, because they chase the illusion that once that you get money, you will be happy, or once that you get money, you could do the things that you want to do. There is some truth, let's say it, as money is a currency exchange, okay, and it will allow you to do things that need this currency exchange. But if you think about it, it's just an energy exchange, okay. So once that you are attuned with this life purpose, you will be exchanging your energy, your gift, with other people who are in need of this gift, okay. And the transition that we use is that money. So you are just exchanging energy. And I think that because people don't see this, they just find the first job that they want, or they study a career that they didn't want, but because they wanted the money, okay. So they became that profession. So that's why we find disconnected from our purpose, because we are chasing an illusion. And when we don't spend time with nature, with other types of living beings, and I'm not talking only your dog or your cat, but to go to a contact farm, touch the pig, touch the chicken, touch the cow, touch the sheep. When you are in contact with other living beings, you start feeling more in connection. Because I feel like every time that I spend time in nature, I live in the city, okay, but by choice. But every time that I am in the nature, I feel in so much peace, in so much connection, and I feel like I should just stay here all my life. But I would have been being selfish with everyone else, because I wouldn't be able to share my gift as much as I want to.
Thank you so much for that answer. And the next question, what type of meditation do you practice?
Oh, okay. There is different type of meditations. I normally meditate in the morning and also before going to sleep. My meditations change depending on my mood, on how I feel. I like to do chantings, okay, but mostly I love just a simple mindful meditation. I don't look for anything, so I can allow everything to come. I just calm myself down, okay, um, uh, by using different breathing techniques, okay. I really like the Tibetan breathing, but I have found through meditation that many cultures, when they invite you to meditate, they get you into the baby steps, which is good, okay, because you're starting. But the main goal to meditation is not to control your breathing, to control your mind, to control no negative thought, to control. No, there is no control. That's the secret of meditation. To do not control anything, but to allow everything. So once that you see this thought coming, you recognize it and you let it go. So that's how you can truly keep your mind empty, empty. Okay, I will say like that in between these little things, the commas. Um, but I think that's the key to find those higher states of meditation, because I see it as a bubble, okay, or as an energy field where you are on your seventh chakra, okay, and you are there in that connection. But when you reach upper states, you are over your mind. You are not in your human body mind anymore, but you are actually into your higher self, which will have a greater connection with everything, and the ideas, thoughts that come to your mind, the energy that flow through your body is very, very different than when you are forcing your meditation into counting the breathing and quieting your mind. All those things fall together once that you learn how to let it be and flow with your meditation.
Thank you for that answer, Mauricio. And the next question is our life purpose given by a higher being?
I believe that this higher being is yourself. Okay, let's call it like a greater version of yourself. It's like your intuition, your guts, like your higher self is like it's connected to you. So it is yourself. Okay, we're still having this duality in our mind when we can have negative or positive thoughts. Um, but when we say that we are guiding or living this experience by a higher being, I think that that's our consciousness. It's our soul. That the ones that we look within, we find that, and we find those higher self being, which is just a greater version of ourselves. So to your answer, I believe that yes, we are somehow guided by a higher self being, but at the same time, through this guidance, we have the final uh, decision once that you are in your conscious mind here on earth.
Thank you for that answer. And the next question, it says, can you recommend a book that would help us find our path?
Hmm. Okay, a book for path. Huh. Well, there is this interesting book um, that it really marked my life, and I think it had it made a timeline in my experience. The book it's called The Alchemist, okay, and it's by Paulo Coelho. I am from Venezuela, and I moved to the United States almost 4 years and a half ago. And I remember I read this book right before coming here, and I feel so much in connection with this book because I was a little uncertain, okay, about what to expect when you're moving to a new country, when you're going by yourself, when you're being an immigrant in another country, with a different culture, with a different language, and when you're finding, like, when you are looking for that purpose, when you're looking for that journey. And I found this book very, very charm. very warm, because, well, I don't want to tell you the whole story about the book, but it makes me feel very in connection with what I was doing. Okay, another book that I will recommend, so you can find this purpose, because, well, let me tell you the book first. It will be the Seven Spiritual Laws by Deepak Chopra. That's another great book, which it will help to find that purpose. Because I believe that there is no book that could tell you what is your purpose, but the greatest book, it is inside of you and is in your mind. So by doing those questions, you can also DM me, send me a direct message to my Instagram if I think about another book. Um, and I will definitely give it to you. I think my friend here will put my Instagram at the end, so you can reach out there.
Thank you so much. And the next question that we have, Mauricio, it says, what if we have to work and we don't have a chance to explore what our life purpose is?
Yeah. Okay. So to that, that's a very good question. I feel many people feel trapped, let's say it that way, into this vicious circle of work, uh, like work, sleep, eat, wake up, going to work again, take a shower and do it over and over, and it falls into a routine. Okay. Um, you gotta love yourself. Okay. And to love yourself, it also means to give you yourself a break. Okay. Think about, I like to think that when you allow yourself to take that break, when you allow your body and your mind, your spirit to take that break, the universe will flow to you. It will bring you that little bit more of money that you need, or that you are, because you are not working that day anymore. So you're taking one day for yourself and exploring. Okay, that passion of yours. Go outside, go to the park, do a meditation. Find that thing. If you like carpentry, start doing some carpentry. Take a workshop. Whatever you like to do, try to find yourself a little bit more into this environment. If this is only one day a week, even if it's for an hour a week, uh, try to find time to do that thing. Because I believe that, as I say with the empty glass, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. If you find the time because you really want to do it, and not even think about the angle, think about it. You are doing it because you like to do it. So how could you not find time to do those things that you like to do? So you're spending most of your experience to working for somebody else, okay, and not you're not doing anything for you. So you gotta actually take that time, or take the hour, take that few minutes a week, and give it to yourself, because you deserve it.
Thank you so much, Mauricio. The next question that we have here, it says, can you give an advice for young people that are going through a rebel stage and they are trying to find themselves?
Okay. By a rebel state, that's very tough, because I don't know what kind, like, what would you call to a rebel state. That's a statement that is very different depending on the parenting. But I can tell that I believe that every living being needs to explore, okay, explore themselves, to see what do they like. Sometimes teenagers can be influenced by the mainstream, by the trend, by so many digital, so many technology, like TV, computers, the cell phones. So we're consuming to those things, and somehow we get some of this energy into ourselves subconsciously. Okay. So for those teenagers, I think that the best key is communication, because once that you can open up yourself without judging, okay, but by helping, be a helper, be a healer, okay, and try to find um, the root of those actions, or the root of those behaviors that you find uncommon, because it might be uncommon to you at the time, but remember that we have different phases along, or evolution. We live on this never-ending state of change, and it might be just an episode or a phase, as it might be also something that can change eventually, but it's still having some root into the behavior or the personality of the being. So I will definitely recommend just to speak with the truth, very kind, with no judging, and try to find that connection and to find the root.
Thank you so much, Mauricio, for that answer. And we are almost reaching the end of our Q&A. We still have a couple more questions, and the next one says, have you encountered rejection from your friends or family that are not into personal growth? How do you deal with that?
Wow, that's a very good question. I come from a country where bullying is considered to be part of the society. We call it chalequeo over there, and it's a very interesting word because we see it as something funny, something that people make fun out of you, and technically, if you get pissed, you are losing the game, okay? Because you have to be, let's say, strong enough to know that they are your good friends and they're just kidding with you, okay? Even if it's the meanest joke ever, okay? I have found multiple of those, and for so long I was not doing this type of talking, but with just certain individuals who I found their energy agreeable with mine, okay? But for so long I did not have other people to share those knowledge which are way far than what the mainstream normally taught. Um, so I think that it is important to recognize that inside light, and even if people judge you or make fun of you or laugh about you or anything that you might find negative about the way that other people treat you, you gotta remember that there's billions of people in the world. Come on, and your life it's so great. Do not allow anybody to tell you how great you are, because you have to recognize how great you are inside of you. So those things that they say, don't let them belittle you, because you are I'm gonna say, I don't know if I can say it here, but you're fucking awesome. So respect that and respect yourself, and more people will start recognizing that light and that value in you, because you're priceless. You're unavailable. You're everything. You're just like you, just like me, just like everyone else. We're not different.
Thank you so much. And the last question for today is going to be, do you think the spiritual life should be accompanied by a dietary style like veganism, for example, or is that an independent matter?
Wow, very very good questions today. I do appreciate all the questions. Um, I'm personally into the vegan lifestyle. Okay, um, I think it's a very very personal choice. There is certain values that I can share from my own experience that will give you maybe your answers. Um, I think that once that you see this connection with this love for every living being, I feel like I cannot cause any harm. Uh, Mostly now that I know that I'm causing harm, I'm gonna do another speak about nutrition because I'm also into a lot of that. But to sum up a little bit, I feel like when you are into a vegan diet, you are more into a karma-free energy um, type of diet. Let's say that way. I don't like to use the word diet because I don't feel like I'm on a diet. It's just a lifestyle that you choose, and by not causing any harm to any other living being, I feel like you have the universe give you this energy back because you are living in harmony with everything around you. Okay, so for then from that though, I will think that everyone have their own journey, And I don't like to tell people like, yes, you gotta go vegan tomorrow. No, but I like people to feel adventure about those things. For example, try one day no meat, or 1 week vegan, or give up on dairy and then start getting, I don't know, there's so many different options like cashew milk, almond milk, uh, coconut milk. There is so many other options out there that I have find myself like surprised because I love to cook. I love good food, and I found all these vegetables and different options that I was not aware of their existence before. I was in such an ignorant state about vegetables that I personally didn't know that a pound of beans have the same amount of protein that a pound of meat. Okay, so I didn't even was aware of that beans contain protein. So that's how I can tell you how by feeling the consciousness, the brain with this information, then you start putting your values on a different perspective. Because sometimes we are accustomed to whatever we grew up around, okay, because our parents did it that way, so we did it that way because their parents also did it that way. So it's a pattern that it's implanted subconsciously in our mind, and until we do not know anything better, we might not change it. And sometimes we do know there is something better, but we are in a comfort zone and we don't feel like we want to change because many people find change uncomfortable.
Thank you so much, Mauricio, for all the answers. And
Thank
now
you.
we have reached the end of our Q&A. Also, we want to thank you on behalf of our team, Mindalia TV team, and we want to also thank our audience. Before leaving, I want you to leave our audience with your contact information. How can we find you?
Okay, I have a YouTube channel which is Body Sense, Bodhi, sense as the fifth sense or sixth sense, Sense. I also have my social media account on Instagram, which is at the Millennial Yogi with double L, double M, the Millennial Yogi. That's my personal blog, and I put a lot of information out there, not only about yoga, positions, energy. I talk about veganism as well. I talk about these energetic ideas, mindfulness, consciousness, a little bit of everything, putting that energy out there for whoever needs it during the day. So I've been connecting with a lot of people around the world. And even though, although there are not millions yet, I'm very happy to connect with each of you because to me, ultimate happiness is to help other people to find their own happiness.
Thank you again for those words. And this is, of course, the end of our session today. We want to thank our audience for being with us. And of course, we want to thank Mauricio Manfredini on behalf of the Mindalia TV team. Remember, Mindalia TV streams in Portuguese, Spanish, and English. You can visit us you can visit us in our pages in our channels as well. We are a non-profit organization. Our only mission is just to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world. You can help us like this video, subscribe to our channel, leave us a positive comment down below. We are going to be super happy to hear from you. And for now, goodbye.